Let's get this Q&A started. It's about time, right? Okay. I hope the lighting is good. I shouldn't have looked up at those lights, but I hope the lighting is good in here. The lighting is horrible in my house, so it takes forever to get the lighting situated. But if you guys have ever watched any of my Q&As, you know that I print them out. So we got some pages here. And I asked you guys about a month ago to leave your questions in under a video, and you guys did, and it took me forever to make the video. So here we go. The first one. If you don't mind me asking, how far are you in the adoption process with Buddy? To be completely honest, I really don't even know. That's the thing. With foster care, there's no precise, clean cut and dry answer. Like, this is how long you're going to foster a kid, and if you foster them this long, it's guaranteed you're going to adopt them. And right after you, let's say this, like right after you foster them for 12 months, then 3 months later you're going to adopt them. Just get to that 12-month mark, and you know once you hit that mark, 3 months later, adoption. No, it doesn't work that way. You can have a kid for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, however long the state likes to let it linger, you know, or how long birth parents like to let it linger, you know. And the first case with Lizzie came to me when she was 8 months old, and she became adopted a week after her 2-year-old birthday. A week after her second birthday, she was adopted. Now with Buddy, he's been with me now for a year and a half. Yeah, he came in January 2016. So, I don't know how long this is going to be. He's going to be 2 years old in July, so Lizzie was adopted by the time she was 2, so you would think Buddy would be adopted by the time he's 2. But it doesn't work that way. There is no date. There is no time stamp. There's nothing like that in foster care. It's not like you have a surrogate. It's not like you're pregnant and you know 9 months. You could be like around that 9-month time, you know the baby should be popping out sometime soon. They come a little early, come a little late, but you know, like right around 9 months, you know it don't go, you know you're not pregnant for 2 years. You know, you have a time frame. It's not like that in foster care adoption. Even when it comes to like regular adoption, like you pick out a person who's pregnant that's willing to give their baby up, that process even takes faster than foster care adoption. So it's not so easy. So I know I went off on a tangent about that, but the best way to answer the question is, I don't know where I am in the process. The state doesn't even know. So when I know, you guys will know. When you moved to Nevada, will your mother go with you? Yes. It's funny because in the beginning, it was just supposed to be me and Lizzie. There was no Buddy thought of. It was just me and Lizzie going to Nevada. Then my mom said, but I want to go too. I don't want to be stuck in this cold Connecticut. I'm going to be retiring soon, and I'm going to be all alone in cold Connecticut. And I was like, but you got Christine here. She was like, but Christine has her own family, and I'll be all alone by myself. And then Buddy came along, and then she was like, I'm coming with y'all. I was like, oh, okay. What was the reason you became a foster parent? The reason why I became a foster parent, okay, there's 3 aunts in my family. Well, there's more than 3 aunts. I have more than 3 aunts, but 3 particular aunts. It was Gloria, Maxine, and Bernice. Gloria took care of kids all the time. No matter if they were your niece, your nephew, her kids, the neighbor's children, the kids from the church. She didn't matter. She took care of anybody. She loved children. I don't think she officially adopted any. I don't even think she officially did foster care. She just did her own little bootleg foster care years ago. Because back in the day, you just drop your kid off at somebody's house and they just take care of them. But then my Aunt Maxine, she was a foster mother, and she had a lot of children. Not all at one time. She fostered boys, and then she finally adopted she adopted brothers, and they're in their 20s now. She adopted them when they were like 6, 7, 8. And she had them ever since they were like 5. And now one of them is like 26 and the other one's 30, I want to say. I think, something like that. And then my aunt Bernice, she just went straight to an adoption. And so she adopted a little girl, which she is like 32 now. And she adopted her pretty much at birth. Pretty much. So we have a lot of that in my family. And then I always knew when I was little that I wanted to do that too. I was like, I want to take care of a child in need. And then I was like, yep. And as I got older, I was like, yep, that's going to be that's my mission in life. That's my purpose. And so that's what made me want to do it. But I've always knew I wanted to do it ever since I was little. And as each, I don't want to say as each year went by, but as every 5 years went by, it got stronger and stronger. But then when I got married, that feeling kind of went away because my ex-husband didn't want to adopt. So that feeling went away. But once I went through my divorce or whatever, then that feeling came back, and it came back stronger than ever. And I want to say 3 years after my divorce is when I actually moved forward in doing the foster care adoption thing. Hi, Kim. Thank you for sharing your kids and your life with us. Question. You said that you are done after Buddy's adoption. So what are your thoughts if birth mom has more children and child and family? Wait, what? I know what you're trying to say. She's basically saying, what if birth mom has another baby and the family wants you to take the baby? Would you do it? That's basically what you're asking. And the answer is no. I feel that if she came to me and she wanted to do it, I guess, privately, meaning I will give my rights up immediately. I want you to take this child here. You know I can't take care of this child. And you have 2 of my other children, so just take this baby. Then yes. But to go through the whole foster care thing and the stress and the social workers and the lawyers and the house visits and the court dates and like legal things and he said, she said from family members and people accusing you and bad mouthing you and just stupid stuff. I can't do that stress. It's like anybody who's watching right now, imagine being married or just being in a relationship, romantic relationship, and you have a baby with someone. And you guys separate, whether you were never married and you just separate, or whether you were married and you go through a divorce. And divorces are so messy and so stressful, and so they could be detrimental, and I don't know, they're just so draining. That's the best word. They're so draining. Now, let's say you went through the worst breakup and the worst custody battle, because that's what it feels like. I'm trying to win a custody battle. So let's say you went through years of fighting with your ex-husband or your ex-wife or your baby daddy, baby mama, and you finally won the custody battle. Would you want to do that again? Would you want to go and get married and separate and do it all over again? Or go and have another baby daddy or another baby mama and do it all over again? No one ever wants to go through a custody battle over and over and over again. And in the beginning when I did Lizzie's, I only had to deal with birth mom because birth dad was not in the picture in her story. With Buddy's story, birth dad is in the picture, and just that portion is very stressful right now. Mom gave up her rights. It's just that side is what's holding it up right now. And I don't want to do this again. If she has a baby with him again, or if she has a baby with another man, that's like Russian roulette. How am I going to know how his family is going to be? No, I can't do it again. No, I can't. It's sad, but I can't do it again. Okay. Hypothetically, what's your favorite name for a girl and your favorite for a boy, regardless if you ever plan on using them? And as a follow-up question, what's your opinion on changing or not changing a child's name after adoption, domestic or internationally? Okay. My favorite name for a little girl, if I was to have a little girl of my own, like biologically, would be Jasmine. And if it was a boy, it would be James. James or Justin. I like J names. Don't know why. Maybe because J is close to K in the alphabet. But those were the 2 names. Now, as far as changing a child's name that you are going to adopt, there's no right or wrong answer with this. You have to go with the flow with how your family works. Because me personally, I would never change a child's name once they know their name. And I don't mean, oh, I know my name's Kim. No, but that's who you know you are. You associate yourself as Kim or Kimberly, and you answer to it when people see you out in public. Hi, little girl. Hi. And they say, what's your name? My name's Kim. My name's Kimberly. Like, you introduce yourself as that, and then all of a sudden, bam, mommy's changing your name to Sabrina. Like no. I wouldn't do that. When Lizzie knew her name from the get-go, and as you guys know, Lizzie's been talking from the get-go. I think the girl was born talking. She knew her name as Lizzie. And a lot of people ask this, was she born Elizabeth? Yes, she was born Elizabeth. That is her first name. I changed her middle name and I changed her last name. But her first name is Elizabeth, and that's what she was born with. She is named after her grandmother, her biological grandmother. So, that's like a piece of her past that she's going to keep, is going to stay with her. And Buddy is named after a family member. And no, Buddy is not his birth name. Buddy is not going to be his name after he's adopted. That's the name that you guys know through YouTube. Like if you are a veteran on my channel, you guys didn't know Lizzie as Lizzie before she was adopted. You guys knew her as Mamacita. That's what her name was. I called her Mamacita. And now I call her Lizzie or Elizabeth, and I call her Creta. That's another nickname that people catch me here. And I don't know if you guys may think that that's her birth name, and I may be slipping up and calling her birth name. No, she was not born Creta. She was born Elizabeth. But I would never change a child's name, because I'm not changing Buddy's name when he's adopted. He's going to go by the name that he was born with. Of course, I'm going to change his middle name and his last name. Now, you may have some people that want to change their children's name, and that's perfectly fine. You may not like that name that they have, or you may have always wanted to give a child a certain name. Like, I love the name Jasmine for a little girl, and I could have been like, I always wanted a little girl, and when I have a little girl, I'm going to name her Jasmine. So I was going to name Lizzie Jasmine, like that. Now, come on, does Lizzie really look like a Jasmine? Like, I don't think she looks like a Jasmine. But I was working at this doctor's office. If you guys are veterans to my channel, you know I used to work for a doctor. And there was a lady that adopted many children. Oh my gosh, she adopted so many children through the foster care system. And she liked to adopt older children. And the funny thing is that she would ask them, do you want to change your name? Do you want a new name? And I remember this one boy, I can't remember his first name. Like, I can't remember his birth name. But he was like 9 when she adopted him, like 8 or 9. And he changed his name to John. Yep, he wanted the name John. And so she came up to the window one day and she was like, the adoption is final. I was like, oh, congratulations. She said, but he has a new name. And he picked it out. She's like, tell him what your new name is. He was like, my new name is John. Oh, hey, John. So in their family, it worked. They let their kids pick their new name. But in my family, I want them to keep their first name. So you got to play it by ear on how it works for your family. There's no right or wrong answer. Changing a child's name does not make you wrong or mean or trying to erase that child's past. That doesn't mean that. And changing and keeping the child's name doesn't mean that you're a good Samaritan, you're a saint and you're holding on to their past. It doesn't make you better, you know? So it all goes by the dynamic of your family. You got to play it by ear because each family has different feelings on that. This video is going to be so long because I get so detailed in my questions, my answers. And I hope the lighting is good in this video. I look weird, but you guys don't care. Sometimes it looks weird in the viewfinder, and then when I put this little card inside the computer, it brightens up. I'm like, what the heck? Where did this come from? Oh, we're on to the next page. Oh, we just moving right along. Wow. Where do you see yourself and the kiddos in 5 years? Also, any goals you have set for yourself in 2017? Okay, in 5 years would be 2022. In Nevada, Lizzie will be in school. Buddy will be in school. They'll be getting straight A's on the honor roll. Temper tantrums will have ceased. My mom will be retired and we'll just be enjoying time in Nevada. It'll just be great. It'll be great. And then Any goals set for yourself in 2017 right now is just to get through it, just to make it to 2018. Because I thought I was going to be able to adopt Buddy in 2017, but this looks like this is going to be a very long process. I don't see that happening this year, so I would just like to get through this year in my right mind. If there's one thing you can change, if it could be anything, what will it be? Okay. If I could change anything, what will it be? I would say being a procrastinator. I want to change that. I hate being a procrastinator. I hate always being late for things. I have my mind is always on time. My mind is always wants to do it, but my body is telling me to sit down and procrastinate. I would like to be more organized. That's what I would like to change. To be more organized, more on time, not such a procrastinator, because that really gets me down sometimes that I'm such a procrastinator. And also to change is for this case to be over with because it's stressful. Then the other thing is, how does Lizzie feel when her friend / us notice her in public? She gets shy. She, in the beginning, she would look at it like, how do you know my name? But she's pretty good. She says hi and stuff like that. We don't run into too many people because this is Connecticut. This state is like that big. So I'm sure once we move to a bigger state, we'll get noticed more often. And then people notice us but don't come up to us. And then they go and they write in the comments section talking about, I saw you somewhere. I'm like, then girlfriend, boyfriend, bring your butt up to us and say, hey y'all, hey around. But what else? When we were at church, somebody was watching. They had noticed Lizzie in the daycare, and it was like, I know that little girl. She's on YouTube. And so somebody was like, what's she on YouTube? And she's like, yeah, she's on YouTube, her and her family. I'm gonna show you the video. So they went on their phone, they pulled out the video, and they were showing it to the other person. Lizzie saw that they were watching her video, and she told them to turn that off. She said, don't be looking at my videos. Those are not your videos, those are mine. I was like, Lizzie, it don't work like that. Like, how can they become a friend if they don't see your videos? So I don't think she likes other people watching her videos. I really don't know. This is a character. She's like hot and cold. You can't really get her sometimes. She's like finicky. I don't really know. She's going through some things. She's like she's going through puberty at 3. Once you move, how is that going to affect the relationship with the birth parents? There are no birth parents. It's birth parent. And the reason why I'm being emphasis on that is because I only keep in contact with birth mother. I don't know if some people may think I'm lying, or some people are confused because from the back of the head, Lizzie and Buddy don't look alike, which, how can the back of somebody's head look alike? But somebody was saying, this was a while ago, well, if Buddy and Lizzie are brother and sister, why does he have blonde hair? You really serious? Non-black children can have multiple different color hair. Like, come on now. Don't be silly. Then I show his eyes sometimes. His eyes are blue. And sometimes if he gets a little upset, they turn gray. Somebody asked if they were green. They're not green. But they're blue. But then they turn gray. And they've been gray for about a week or so. I don't know if it's because he's in his little mood. But his eyes are like a mood ring. It's crazy. But they have the same mother. They came out of the same womb. They grew in the same tummy from the same woman. But they have 2 different fathers. So I only keep in contact with the mom. And it's not going to change because we don't see each other like that. We write to each other all the time, send pictures, we write back and forth. In the adoption agreement, I'm only obligated to be physical contact with her once a year. It can be more up to my discretion. But she could come out there, or I really don't want to come back up here. Oh my God. Once I leave Connecticut, I don't want to come back here. But if I had to, we would come up here. So it wouldn't change it. It's just like a family member. Like, I noticed a lot in the comments on certain videos. I don't know, maybe I could be reading into this too much, but I feel like some people feel like I got to be around every single family member. I'm not allowed to move away from a family member. And that's not how life works. Never bind yourself to be, oh, I got to live near my mom, or I got to live near my dad, or I got to live near my brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, and the family pet and the goldfish. You don't have to live in close proximity with a family to still be family. Like, there's family members who live in different countries and they're still close. They probably communicate more than a family member that lives in the next town over, you know? So we'll still have communication. It's like, I'm sure you communicate with people from other states that are family members to you. Like, if you live in New York and your family lives in Texas, or, you know, you write, you talk on the phone, and you make it happen. But I'm not going to stay in a state just because someone else is here if I'm not happy. You know, and Lizzie is so obsessed about Bovada because she's like, Mommy, we're going to move to Bovada and it's going to be great and it's going to be fun, the best day ever. It's going to be like being on vacation, as she keeps saying all the time. So we're going to Bovada. How does your mom feel about you having a YouTube channel? She don't care. I'm grown, girl. It's like, no. But in the beginning, she didn't know what I was doing. But she loves to go on there and read the comments. She reads everybody's comments. And she said, this is what she told me a while ago. She said, I knew you were going to do good with this. Because whatever you set your mind to, you do good. But I didn't think it was going to blow up that like that. And I'm not big on YouTube. But I guess when she sees I got 18,000 followers on this channel. And like 43 or 44, 40 something. Hold on. Got my Liberty laptop right here. I got 44,000 followers on my main channel and 18,000 on this channel. She was like, I didn't think I was gonna get that like that. So that is big, but I would love to get 100,000 on both channels. That'd be cool, and have a plaque. Oh, that'd be so cool. But she likes it. She like when she's like, oh, you got a new video? I'm about to go there and watch it. She watches it at work. She shows her friends. She tells her friends about it. Yeah, it's so cool. Would you be able to transfer jobs, or would you have to find something new? I would have to find something new because the company that I work for is not in Nevada. It's in other states, and it's in states that I don't want to live in. So I'll have to transfer to a different job, like have another job, like find something else. And then she wrote, I hope I didn't ask a lot of questions. No, that was good. I was in long-term foster care. My parents taught me everything I know today, and I'm forever thankful for them. I think you're an amazing mom, and you're an amazing, strong role model for Lizzie. My question is, would you consider fostering or adopting more children, and would you like to have a biological child someday? Fostering and adopting more children? No. After Buddy, that is it. Buddy is lucky number 7, baby. Yes. Buddy is my 7th child. I had 5 children before Elizabeth. Elizabeth is number 6, and Buddy is number 7. And I'm done. It's really stressful. And I didn't know the severity of the level of stress that it changes from being a single person. I don't mean single meaning not in a relationship. I mean single meaning not having any children. Being single and fostering, and being a mother and fostering. Oh my God, it's like night and day. It is totally different. Your stress level is way crazy. I might not be as stressed if I was not a mom while I was fostering Buddy. Let's say I didn't foster, let's say I didn't have Lizzie, or let's say that Lizzie came with Buddy and they were both my foster children. I think the stress level will be different than if it is being a mom already, because now you're thinking about that child's emotions and their feelings. Like, this is not just my feelings. If Buddy goes away, yes, it's going to hurt my whole family, but what is it going to do to Lizzie? So you think differently as a parent. So it's so freaking stressful. And then she sees social workers coming in. I don't think she remembers her social workers coming out, but she sees social workers come into the house and lawyers come into the house. She overhears me and Nana having conversations sometimes, and she's like, are they going to come take Buddy away? And I'm like, hopefully not, but Lizzie, that is a possibility. No, they can't do that. He's my brother. He's my family. So it's stuff like that. So fostering as a mother or as a father is totally different than fostering as a single person, because there's someone else that you have to consider, think about, worry about, fear for, you know? And so I'm fearful right now with Lizzie's feelings if Buddy goes away. Now let's say Buddy is adopted. So now I have Buddy and Lizzie, and I adopt another child or foster another child. Now I have Buddy and Lizzie's emotions to worry about. I can't keep dragging and draining children's emotions. And then Lizzie would look at it like, oh, here we go again. It'll be like a here we go again with her. It may be a first round for Buddy, but it'll be like a here we go again with Lizzie. And Lizzie is throwing these tantrums more than ever that are so stressful. Oh my God, it makes my heart beat like out of my chest, and it sends my anxiety through the roof. And I don't know if she's acting like that because of the whole foster care thing. I know it's jealousy, like older child syndrome. So I know she's having a little bit of that, but it could be the whole foster care thing. I don't know. So I'm not doing that again. No, I'm not doing foster or adoption ever again. Now, as far as having a child biologically, never say never with that, but I want to say no. But I don't know what the future holds, meaning if I meet someone and I get in a relationship with someone, will they want children? Now, if he has children and I got children, we said we done, boom, yes, we are on the same page, around, let's write this book together. Now, if he don't have any kids, that's going to be stressful because he's going to want some children of his own. So I don't know, but is more than just having a biological child. I have to have a man and a biological child. So I have to have two, that's getting two different relationships, if that makes sense. So I got to build a relationship with someone. Then I got to make sure, after I build that relationship with someone, I got to make sure that he blends well with my kids before I even think of producing a life with him, you know? So that's going to take a long time. So I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no. I'm just going to say I don't know what the future holds, but I'm not looking towards that. Lizzie and Buddy complete my life, and I'm not like, I'm about to have another one. I'm about to have another one. I'm about to have another one. I'm about to have another. There's some people on YouTube that just be like, I need another one. I need another one. I need another one. Like they collecting jelly beans at Easter. And it's like, sit back, enjoy the lives that you created or the lives that you have adopted. And maybe that's it. Like, stop trying to feel like another kid will fulfill your life, or I need another one to fulfill my life. I don't feel complete yet. I don't feel complete. I don't feel complete. These kids are driving me crazy. I need another one. Like that. No, I'm not going to do that. And then I'm not going to be single with 3 kids. I always said this when I was little. I don't want more kids than I can carry. I have 2 hands. I always thought about this when I was little. I have 2 hands. So if I'm holding Lizzie's hand and holding Buddy's hand walking across the street, how can I hold the other child's hand? And you're like, oh, Lizzie can hold their hand. I never rely on a child to protect another child. Like walking across the street, that child could break from Lizzie's hand because Buddy does it all the time. I let them hold hands walking into the store or walking into the doctor's office, and they break through from each other's hands all the time. So I never trust a child to protect another one to go across the street. So I got 2 hands, I got 2 kids. If I got more than 2 kids, I need more than 2 hands. And the other 2 hands will come from my man. So if I ain't got no man, I ain't got no other kids. Your girl's all over the place. But y'all know how I do. This video gonna be like an hour long, but y'all like them. Here we go. Do you feel the social workers and the adoption workers are on your side? I like that question. Second question is, how do you respond to people who question you as a black mother with Caucasian children? Okay, the first question is, do I feel that the state is on my side? Because basically, I call them the state. Yes, I feel that they are on my side. It's funny because they want him to stay. They want him to be adopted by me. So I feel that they are on my side. I feel like sometimes they hide certain things. Not hide certain things, but I feel like they try to like water down certain situations to not make me stressed, upset, or scared. I'm like, I'm grown. I've been through this. I've been through the entire process with one child. And I've been through the ups and downs of being a foster parent 5 other times before, before Lizzie, before Buddy 6 times, because if you include Lizzie, but Lizzie went all the way to the end through adoption. I got this. I've done this so many times before. Don't sugarcoat, don't water or dumb down things because you don't want me to freak out, get scared or sad or whatever. Like, keep it real, you know? But with all that to the side, yes, they are on my side. At least that's how I feel. At least that's how they act. The other one is, how do you respond to people who question you as a black mother with Caucasian children? The thing is, nobody questions me in public. If you're talking about YouTube, I ignore the stupidity because all the stupidity comes from the adoption video. and that's on my main channel when I adopted Lizzie. And that's probably how a lot of you guys found this channel, is through that adoption video. But if you haven't, I'll link down below the adoption video. I was thinking about, and I'm gonna tell you this, I have 3 other videos on YouTube that are private. I have of all the foster children I've had. And like some people will say, why don't you adopt people that look like you? You're self-hating, you Uncle Tom, you coon, you Nigger, you this, you that. I'm like, hold up. I hate when people assume, because you look stupid doing that. And little do you know, I had 5 beautiful black children before Lizzie and Buddy. And I have them on YouTube, but I made the videos private. And sometimes I feel like saying, click on this link and you'll see I had 5 beautiful black children and just get away from me. But I'm like, I'm not even gonna stoop to that level. You're just an idiot. I'm just gonna let you just talk until you run out of breath and go pass out on the floor, and then you won't be anybody's problem until you wake up, and then I'll be far gone away from you by then. But anyway, what I was gonna say, and then okay, this is how it was when I first started foster care. And this isn't even about this question. What kind of it is, because we're talking about race. But when I first started foster care, I was getting calls from the central office. And the central office is the capital of Connecticut. And we all know the capital of Connecticut is Hartford. So Hartford is predominantly African American. There's certain areas of Hartford that's like rich white people, but predominantly in like the, I guess people want to call it the hood, like in the hood where kids are taken away from their parents and where foster care and poverty is on the high, is in Hartford. On the north end of Hartford, in the hood, the ghetto, whatever you want to call it. So predominantly, it was black children I was getting. Then they did this weird thing where they broke us all up in regions. I don't live in Hartford, so they stopped me from getting kids from Hartford. I started getting kids from another town, and this town is predominantly white and Puerto Rican. So, and it's the town that I live in. So, obviously, if I live in a town that's predominantly white and Puerto Rican, what do you think I'm gonna get? Funny thing is, I got kids that were mixed with white and Puerto Rican. So, and it's funny how a lot of people want to call Lizzie white, but the state, nor Lizzie identify her or Buddy as white. We identify them as Puerto Rican. She identifies herself as Puerto Rican. She says she has white skin. She'll say that all the time. And she say I have brown skin. But she identifies as Puerto Rican. The state identifies her as Puerto Rican, and I identify her as Puerto Rican, but biologically she is half Italian and half Puerto Rican, and so is Buddy, half Italian, half Puerto Rican. Now that Lizzie is getting older, she looks more Puerto Rican now, and in the summertime the girl just tans like some golden goddess. And I remember we were at my mom's job, which that vlog I have to edit, and it will be up before this one, so if you're watching this, you've seen that vlog. But we were at my mom's job, and this lady had walked up to her. She had worked in the cafeteria because we went to work to have lunch with my mom. And she was like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. And I had said this before in like one of my vlogs when I was sitting in the car, that I never get questioned from Hispanics. I never get questioned if these are my children. And it was just another proof, because she walked up to me. She was a Puerto Rican lady. She walked up to me and she said, oh my God, your babies are so beautiful. It's a boy and a girl, right? Because Lizzie was way over there with Nana and Buddy was with me. And I was like, yeah. And then she was like, oh, they're so beautiful. She was like, they're half Puerto Rican, right? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I see it, especially in that one over there. And she was pointing to Lizzie. And she said, you're half Latina too, right? I was like, no. I was like, I'm black. You sure? Because you look like you got a little something going over there. And there's something going up in there. I said, no, I'm black. She was like, oh, but your babies are so beautiful. Beautiful family. Beautiful family. And she just walked away. Now, when it comes to like white people, it's like the older ladies will look at me so hard. Or they will only speak to Lizzie. They will not look at me whatsoever. Especially when we go to the post office. And a lot of little old ladies, because you know old ladies love to go to the post office. Like, we do things online. We pay bills online. We send emails. We don't mail off letters. But I go to the post office because I have a P.O. box for YouTube. So you see a lot of little old ladies in line, and they'll look down at Lizzie and have a full-fledged conversation with her, and I don't exist. I'm just a statue standing there keeping Lizzie company. And then if they glance up at me, they give me the hardest look of life. But I don't care. As long as you don't say anything, I'm not gonna respond to looks. I'm not gonna be like, what you looking at? I'm not gonna do that. You wanna look, cheese. Take a picture, it'll last longer. But if you say something stupid, then you will be put in your place. Now, when it comes to black women, I don't even notice black guys looking at me, though. I guess I tune that out because I don't want no guy looking at me. Oh, get away from me. No, but for real, like black women, I notice they'll just stare. I got a lot of hate on YouTube from black women, unfortunately, but the people I work with, everybody, no matter what color they are, they love my kids because I show them videos of them all the time. And a lot of them, if they don't know that that they're adopted, they just think that I got with a Puerto Rican guy, and that's just it. They don't question it. And then when they overhear me, they're like, "Wait, what? You said adopt? They're adopted?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh," but some people just stare. Like, I've never had anyone say anything rude in public. Like, I've gotten people ask me, "Was I the nanny?" I've had a lady asked me in another language. She said, "Are you an au pair?" Which means nanny in French. I guess it's French. I was like, "No, I'm not the nanny." And then I had one lady a couple weeks ago ask me if I was a social worker. And I said, "No." Like, it depends on how you ask me. If you ask me with curiosity, then I'll answer you. If you ask me with disrespect and nastiness, then I'm either going to walk away from you or you're going to get told about yourself. Because it's rude. Like, who cares? Like, I have a cousin where she's a little bit lighter than me, and her husband is about my skin complexion, and they have a daughter that's a tad bit darker than Lizzie. And they're black. And they have a daughter a tad bit darker than Lizzie. So two black people can make a bright baby. You don't know black people come in different colors. But I don't have people walking up to me asking me. I get a lot of questions on YouTube. And I'm here to answer. If you ask with respect, then I'll answer with respect. That was a long answer. I'm long-winded. That's my thing. Your upcoming move. Will you vlog when you move? When do you plan on moving? Will your mom move with you? And will Nevada be your permanent home? And lastly, will you give birth and get married in the near future? My upcoming move, yes, I will vlog it. I plan on moving after my mom retires. My plan was to move in 2018. But my mom does not retire from working until 2019. So that's when we're going to move. And then, will your mom move with you? Yes. We just got to wait for her to retire. Because it's pointless for her to move out there and have to start working. My mom is going to be 65 years old. And she's going to retire in 2019. Who wants to start all over to retire a year later, you know? And then, and will Nevada be your permanent home? Yes, God willing, unless something happens where we need to move somewhere else. Don't know. But that's my plan. Don't know what God's plan is, but that's mine. And lastly, will you give birth and get married in the near future? Like I said before, I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say no. But as of right now, today, what's today's date? Today is Thursday, April 27th, 2017. As of today, I will say no. I have no plans, no desires, no thoughts, no premonitions, no wishes to want to get married or have any biological children. I like my family dynamic right now, and I feel like putting somebody else in that right now, I don't know if it's because I'm stressed about this whole case that I can't think about that. So maybe that's why I'm saying no. Maybe after the dust settles, then I can see the beautiful view. But right now everything's foggy and I can't see the future. So, or it's almost like how your windshield is foggy and you can't see through your windshield to drive. But once you turn on your little defroster or whatever and it's all clear, now you can see and now you know where you're going. Kind of like that. So ask me after this is all over, after the dust settles. Then I'll see how my mind is. But as of right now, as of today, where I'm at, I say no to the marriage and no to the giving birth. Let's see. When will you start the adoption process for Buddy? I don't know. It's not up to me. It's up to the state. And this is lingering so long. Whew. So I don't know. And do you have to have your mom to financially afford this foster care thing that you're doing? No. In order to have my mom to be financially a supporter, like a financial supporter of this, she would have had to adopted Lizzie. My mom did not adopt Lizzie. I did. With foster care, if you cannot financially support you and this child, they will deny you. You will be declined. You will not get the kid. Back in the day, you could be like not working at all and they would just throw kids at you. That's when people were like, oh, I take in kids in the foster care system and I just use the money that they give. Because they do help out. The state does help out with foster children financially, but it does not take care of them. Let me just word it like this. It can take care of them if you have them eating ramen noodles and wearing holy shoes and busted up clothes. Then yeah, you can make the little check that they send stretch. But if you want your child to look right, eat right, feel right, be in activities and things like that, that money is not going to stretch past your front door or your nose. You're going to have to start digging into your own wallet, your own funds. So that's why now they want to make sure that you can financially take care of yourself and that you have enough money to take care of a child. Because once you adopt them, you on your own, boo, 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 boo. You on your own. That money stops. Unless the child has a disability. Then they will help you out financially like that. With like medical and stuff like that. But no, like if my mom wants to buy them things, of course, because she's grandma. But in the state's eyes, she has nothing to do with that. The state and my mom have no relationship with each other. I'm the one that's in a relationship with the state. She's not a foster mom. She did not adopt Lizzie. And the only thing that she has in dealings with the state is she was fingerprinted and background checked. And that's because not only does she live downstairs from me, but also when I go to work, she watches them. So the state wants to make sure ain't no criminal, ain't no fugitive, ain't no drug dealer watching their children. Well, Lizzie's not theirs anymore, but Buddy is theirs. So they want to make sure that no crazy person ain't watching Buddy. So that's why they fingerprinted her. They did this years ago. Fingerprinted her and background checked her. And that will be with anybody that you have watching your children. They're going to fingerprint them and background check them. They're going to do it to you too if you're the foster parent, but they'll also do it with other people. They're not going to do it with your whole family, like your aunt that live in another town or your grandparents that live overseas. No, only somebody that you're going to be bringing your child to when you're like, oh, my mom watches them when I go to work. Oh, my dad watches them while I go to work. Not somebody that watches your kid when you run off to the store. Not like that, but someone that you rely on to babysit or to provide childcare for you when you're unavailable. Like that, they're going to fingerprint them. And all the people that live in your household, they're going to do that too. But nope, I don't need my mom's funds. My mom blesses us with things, but I don't need her with that. I would never bring a child into this world. Well, I didn't bring those two into this world, but I brought them into my world. I would never bring a child into my world if I could not take care of them myself. What makes you the happiest? My critters. Creta girl. And what do I call Buddy? I call, oh no, I can't say it because it's part of his real name. But I call him Grandpa. Yeah, I call him that too. So Creta girl and Grandpa. When are you going to show Buddy's face? On his adoption day, like I did Lizzie. How did you know when you were ready to start the foster care adoption journey? I know your family did it, but how do you know when you were ready to start this journey? I can't stop thinking about doing it. On the other hand, I'm 28 and I wonder if I can handle it. I wonder how I'll really know when it's time. Well, judging by what you wrote, I would say, just going by off what you wrote, I would say that it's time, that you're approaching that time because that's all you think about and you really want to help a child. Now, I don't know your finances. I don't know your living situation. I don't know your relationship status. Are you in a relationship? Is it a good, solid relationship? Is it rocky? Did you just break up with someone and you're just so stressed and you eating ice cream all night and you just crying all night? See, I don't know that. Now, if that's all in the mix, then hold off on the ingredient of a child because I think you ain't ready. But you're never ready. Like people always say, I'm not ready to have no kids. You're never ready. You're never, like, what is ready mean? What does that really mean? You're never ready. You want to know why you're never ready? Because you don't really know what parenthood is like until you do it. Every child is different. Like raising Lizzie is totally different from raising Buddy. Buddy is the chillest dude. He just sits back in the cut. Just give him some food, some snacks, and don't tell him no too many times in a row. And he just lays back. He just be chilling with his little blue eyes. And his problem is too many women tell him that he is so cute with his blue eyes, and he go like this. I said, boy, and I look at them and I'm like, would you stop telling him he's too cute because he can grow up thinking he's the finest thing on this earth. And I see myself yelling out the window while he's trying to talk to this fine little tenderoni. And I'm be like, you supposed to come in the house. It's past your not bedtime, past your curfew, and you ain't coming in the house because you're trying to show off for this little tenderoni. I could see myself sticking my head out the window saying, boy, if you don't bring your ugly butt in this house, because he don't think he too cute for his own good. People need to start telling him he's fine, because no, that's not going to get you, looks is not going to get you very far in life. Oh, somebody texted me. But your looks ain't going to get you very far in this life. But, what you call it, hold on, let me go get that phone, because the alarm's going to keep going off until I answer it. Hold on. Okay. It was charging in the other room. And I got a weird text. Like, what was my question? Oh, what was the question? Oh, if you're ready. When I did foster care, when I started this journey, I think I was 28. Hold up, wait a minute. It was in 2010, I think. It was before my 2010 birthday. So I was 27. Yeah, I was 27. And I turned 28 the day that I got my foster care license. And it was funny because, well, no, not foster care license. When I got signed saying that I completed everything. Like, I was the first person in class to get my home study, to get all the furniture prepared in the room, to get the background check, submitted all the financial paperwork that needed to show that I was financially stable, all this. I was the first person in my entire class to get that done. And they said, congratulations to Kim. She completed all the stuff that she needed, completed all her hours and everything, because you do go to these classes. And she completed all of her hours. And now all we have to do is submit the paperwork to headquarters so they can create her license. And that was on my birthday, on my 28th birthday. And I was like, woohoo, this is the best birthday present ever. But I started the process at 27. I think. Yeah, I thought at 27. Was I 27 in the beginning of 2010? Yeah, because I turned 30 in 2012. Yeah, I'm going to be 35 in a few months. So, and at that point, I was scared because I was doing this all by myself. There was no dad. And in the beginning, I felt kind of weird because in the class, it was nothing but husband and wives. I was the only person by myself. They were of all different races, all different age groups. We had young newlyweds, like they were married for like a year or two, and people who were married for like 30 years that was sitting in the back of the class, and I was the only one sitting by myself. At first, they thought that, okay, maybe they thought this because this other girl did it. She was in the class just for a work assignment, like her school project or something like that. She was sitting in class to see how the process of getting prepared for foster care, something like that, but she was there for school. And I think they thought that I was there for school too. I was like, no, I'm doing this. And they were like, you're doing this all by yourself? I was like, yeah, I'm doing this all by myself. And so I was kind of scared, felt kind of weird because everybody else had somebody and I was doing it all by myself. But it's like, you never will know that you're ready until you have your kid. It's like, that's just like a person who never really changed a diaper before. They've probably changed a few little pee-pee diapers every once in a while throughout their life. Did it a couple times when they was a teenager because they did it for their little brothers and sisters. Maybe did it one time for a family friend. Never really babysitted a kid all day, but got pregnant. And it was like, what am I gonna do? I've never really taken care of a kid. But the minute that baby pops out and that baby is laid onto your chest, it's almost like motherly instincts just pop right in your head and you know exactly what to do. It's weird. It's like we have this instinct to take care of children. If you have that motherly or fatherly instinct built in you, because some people don't. They don't. But for you thinking about this, you do. For you thinking about foster care and thinking about taking care of a kid, you obviously have the motherly instinct in you. So it's starting to seep out. The steam is starting to pop out of the kettle. So that means when the steam pops out of the kettle, that means your hot water is ready for the tea, girlfriend. So maybe you are ready to be a mommy, girlfriend. But just make sure you're financially stable because kids will suck you dry. How long have I been talking? Dang, I've been talking for a long time. When you adopted Lizzie, did you foster any more children before Buddy? So I guess you mean like after Lizzie, was there any kids in the middle before Buddy showed up? No. And the reason why, I don't think you guys know how close this was, but Lizzie was adopted in October of 2015. She was adopted the day after my birthday. She was adopted on October 30th. My birthday's October 29th. She was adopted on October 30th, 2015. So here we go. She got adopted on that day. Everything was wonderful and magical. And then 2 months later, in December of 2015, I get a phone call. I think it was December or right in the beginning of January. I get a phone call telling me that they need me for her little brother. He didn't show up until the end of January of 2016. So I knew about him like weeks before he showed up. So I only had Elizabeth as my adopted daughter for like 2.5 months before Buddy showed up. So there wasn't even no time to get a kid in between there. But yep, he came right away. But Buddy's been here since January 28, 2016. And I got Lizzie. Lizzie came into my life in June of 2014. Is that right? I don't know how, wait, what? I don't know how, I'm just now seeing this, but I have a few questions. Not sure if you'll answer it since it came so late, but feel free to pick one. Okay, it's a multiple-part question. Oh, no, it says multiple-part questions can be annoying, laugh out loud. Okay, are you looking to date again sometime? I know that after what looked like to be an interest that sparked between you and your friend fizzled, you talked about how protective you are with your kids. No, I'm not looking to date anybody. Like I was saying, it's foggy. I can't see. So I felt like I'm always going to be stressed over this case. So I don't want to bring anybody into my dysfunction. It's okay. Any foster parents, chime in below, or any adoptive parents, chime in below, girlfriend, boyfriends, and hook and help a sister out. Tell everyone that's not familiar with foster care into adoption, but it feels like a custody battle. So it feels like I'm fighting with my baby daddy, or I'm fighting with my ex-husband. And since I'm fighting with him, I don't want to get in another relationship. I don't want to bring another man into my drama, my custody battle drama. So I felt like when I was talking to my friend, that's all I talked about. And I hated it. And it was so stressful. And he saw how stressful it was. But he was a whole nother character. He was not good for me in my life anyway. But he was a good listener. I can tell you that. He was a good listener. He listened to everything I was talking about. But it's like I want to be divorced, or I want to be free from my baby daddy before I go and get in a relationship with someone. Like, make sure your foot is out of one relationship before you start another one. I always make a joke. I feel like I made this kid with this man because he's in my life and I want him out so I can adopt my baby and go to Babada. But once everything's clear, then maybe. But I've never been the type of person that had to be in a relationship. I've never been the type of person that dreamed of being in a relationship. I've never been the type of person that desired, dreamt about, fantasized about being in a relationship. All my relationships just fell in my lap. They just came out of nowhere. I was never looking for them. Some people be like, I wish I had somebody that I could come home to. I wish I had somebody that loved me and hugged me and told me that I was beautiful. I was never like that. They all just fell in my lap. And I was like, okay, it looks like you're not going anywhere. And you're kind of cute. I guess we can be together. And then I'm like, oh, you're getting on my nerve. Get away from me. Didn't want you in the first place. So I'm not really a good relationship type of person. Because I can easily, like, get rid of you. Maybe that's a bad thing. But I'm not that type of relationship type of person. And that's like when I was in another video, I was telling you guys I'm scared because Lizzie started asking for a daddy. And what if she never gets one? Because I don't want anybody right now. And what if this feeling stays that I don't want to be with someone? And she won't have a dad. And I can't walk up to somebody and be like, yo, do you want to be my kid's father? I don't want to be with you. I just want you to be my kid's daddy. Like, what type of nonsense is that? That is not, who would agree with that? I don't know. I'm just not, I don't want a relationship right now. And I think I might feel like that for a very, very, very long time. What's number 2? Oh, has Lizzie potty trained yet? That is a whole nother story. Lizzie stresses me out with that. Lizzie knows when she has to go to the bathroom. She understands her body. Lizzie doesn't like to stay still. And sitting on the toilet, on the potty, on the john, whatever you want to call it, sitting down on that bowl, she does not like to stay still. That's number 1. It's like she got ants in her pants. Then she sees Buddy getting that time to get changed, that she wants to be like a baby. And the weird thing about it, because she'll say something like, when I say, Lizzie, you got to stop being in Pampers. And she doesn't say Buddy's name unless the camera's out. She's getting real good at knowing when to turn off his real name and turn on the Buddy name. But I'm going to say Buddy. And she said, is Buddy going to get out of Pampers too? I'm like, oh God. Buddy is like this big. Buddy, he can't even climb up on a potty right now. So, like, come on, Lizzie. You're, like, up to my throat. You look like, we could be, like, seeing each other face to face. You look like you're, like, 13. It's like, no. But you need to start using the potty. So she has pull-ups. And I've heard that when a kid can stay dry all night, it's potty time. And the girl can stay dry all night. Sometimes she will purposely pee on herself. And I can see it in her eyes, or she'll purposely poop on herself. And I'm watching her, and she makes this weird look. And I'm like, you're pooping. Go to the bathroom. No, I'm not. These are her hands. I don't know if this is the Italian in her. I think it is, because they talk with their hands. Or is this the Puerto Rican in her? No, I'm not. She goes like that. I'm frustrated. That's her new word. She's frustrated. I like spell it. You're not allowed to use a word that you can't spell. She will go to the bathroom on herself, and she will go change herself. And be like, no, I got this. I'm good to go change myself. I'm like, no, that's not what pull-ups are for. Pull-ups are in case you made an accident. No, mommy, I made an accident. I said, no, you purposely did that because you were sitting in that corner pooping on yourself or peeing on yourself. You purposely did that. That's not an accident. I'm like, you gotta go to the bathroom. But I don't have to go. She doesn't like sitting still. That's her thing. So, she's potty trained, I guess you want to say. But she has these stubborn moments where she wants to be a baby. So, I put pull-ups on her because I don't want the house smelling like a barn and her peeing on herself to get attention. Like if she pees on herself now, she's in a pull-up. But she pees on herself in some drawers and sits on the couch or sit on her bed or on the floor. Oh my God, it's going to smell like we got a puppy. I don't know what to do. If you guys have any suggestions, please write them down in the comments below. And don't write a Disney Channel version of how you potty train your child. I want you to write to me, potty train a stubborn, strong-willed child. Because Lizzie is on a whole nother level. Woo! If Lizzie and Buddy's birth mom ever had another baby, would you adopt him or her? Nope. Was Lizzie adoption an open adoption? Yes. Where she will remain in contact with her birth mom throughout her life? Yep. And I know this could be really personal, and you are under no obligation to answer this question, but did Buddy or Lizzie have any substance abuse dependency issues when they were born due to their mother's habits during pregnancy? No. So you mean like born addicted to drugs, like what people call crack babies, which I hate that term, but no. Not that I know of. No. It says, number 4, does Lizzie or Buddy have the same father? No. They have the same mom. different dads. You are such an inspiration and a blessing to everyone who watches your channel. You're such a godly, strong, and independent woman, and I love you so much. Blessings from Los Angeles, California. Get it, girl. Wait, what? That's it? Oh my gosh. We're finally at the end of the tunnel. At the end of the road. No, but there is another question here. It is long. I want y'all to see this big, long paragraph. I'm not going to answer it in this video because I'm turning it into a separate video. But I'm going to read the question so that y'all know what that video is going to be about. Because I got to make a lot of notes on that. And that video is probably going to be long like this one. But it says, "Hi, Kim. I've been following you and your family for almost a year since my husband and I decided to grow our family through a traditional adoption. We have a 3-year-old son through embryo adoption. And I love the way you love your kids. It's beautiful to see. My question is, we have been discussing all of the questions that come up in our home study child characteristics questionnaire. There's so much, and I can often be an overthinker, so keep that in mind. Race is a big question. Now, I know that we honestly will love any child just the same as we love our son who shares the same race as us. No question there. But my question is, for the child, would it be hard for them to be the only brown person in our family?" So I'm assuming she's Caucasian. So, and they're looking to adopt a brown, black, or any other like Indian child. Only brown person in our family. We don't have diversity at all in our immediate family or in our extended. To be honest, the only diversity is our pastor and his wife, who are friends and occasionally spend time outside of the church. They have 3 black children. Would it be essential for us to find more ways for a black child to see more adults and kids that look like them as they grow up? These are all very real concerns for me as I think about the child's upbringing. Obviously, we want to share our family and love with any child, and love with any little one that God sends our way. We just want to be prepared to make it the best that it can be once they are old enough to realize they look different from us and what that might mean to them. Thank you in advance. Lots of love, Lizzie and Buddy. I'm just going to say a little bit for you on this video, but I want to really dedicate a whole video on that because it's very important, because when you look at my family, just off Jump Street, that's what you see. We look different. And so that's always a question for people. And it's not a bad question. It's just how you ask. Don't be disrespectful about it, you know? It's just like when you see somebody that has a disability, you don't be disrespectful, like pointing and staring and asking rude questions. But if you ask with curiosity and not with what do you call it, judgment, then somebody will be more likely to answer your question. But the first thing I'm going to say is never raise them like color don't exist, because it does. Don't look at it like we don't look at color. We don't look at color. You can say we don't look at color, but let them know that they are not the same color as you. Like Lizzie knows that we're not the same color. I taught her that from the very beginning. When they're old enough to learn the colors, like when they learn the color red, the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, you better dip on in there and show them the white and the black. Teach them that as well. And that's why Lizzie knows that she's not the same color as me. She's not the same color as Nana, but she's the same color as her brother. That's another reason why I feel that Buddy and Lizzie are meant to be together, because they can grow up being the same color and sharing that bond and sharing that understanding of growing up with an African-American mother and them not being African-American, you know? So she won't be the only one. She'll have her brother and there'll be someone that understands. I don't make everything about race. I do explain to her that there will be people that will be staring at us because I'm brown and you're not. Like she got pissed when a person thought that I was their social worker. And she said, that lady was being mean to mommy. She's not no social worker. She's my mommy. But the lady was not being mean. The lady asked it very politely, very innocently. But Lizzie does not like people questioning our relationship. She hates that. Lizzie is a very strong-willed, independent, high personality, just wow. That's just Lizzie, just wow. That's the way I can explain her. She don't take no mess. She keeps it real up in these streets. But She doesn't like people questioning. She hates that. Like, don't question if that's my mom. That is my mom. Like, she's serious. And I know she about to throw some bows for me. When she get older, it's like, no. But for real, you got to make them strong and never make them embarrassed that they're different. Or never let an outsider point out the fact, be the first one to point out the fact that they don't look like you. Like, I didn't want Lizzie to grow up thinking she was light-skinned and mommy's dark-skinned and I'm light-skinned and that's it. And then someone like, you know your mother black, right? And you're like, yeah, my mom's dark. But you're not black. And they're like, I'm not? Mommy, somebody at school said that I'm not black. Like, don't let an outsider tell your child that they're different from you. You be the one to do that. And talk about it at a very early age. Don't be like, they're only 2. That's way too early for them to know about black and white. It's way too early. It's probably too early for them to know about the civil rights movement and slavery. You ain't got to go that deep. But, you can tell them that black and white is not the same. Like, we're different. And as they get older into their level of understanding, dig deeper and deeper into the soil. But you got to get in that soil eventually. But don't wait to hit them all at one time when they're like 15. Like, you got to dig a little bit each time. But yeah, I'm going to save that for another video because I'll just keep going on and on and on. But this video is probably like an hour long. You guys love it. You guys don't mind. I love you guys so much. What time is it? It is now 3:24. I'm going to have to go somewhere with the kitties and Nana because we are going to be doing something before I got to go to work. There is a blessing that I feel on the horizon coming. That's another reason why I'm so freaking hyper. But, and I know you guys are like, I know it. She's talking about the adoption. It's not the adoption. It's something else. And it's something that we've been praying for. And it's on the horizon. And I feel it in my bones. And when it happens, I will talk about it with you guys. Just give us some time. Probably like in the next month or 2. But I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next video. I'm hyper. I just had chocolate chip cookies. So I'm all over the place, which I need to stop eating sugar and like milk products because I'm breaking out all over my face. I need to do a detox. That's what I need to do. Because this face looks like a extra large pepperoni pizza. But I'll see you guys anyway in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll do another Q&A. Hopefully I will be more prompt and more quick at answering the questions. But I might do like little tiny Q&As instead of like big meaty ones like I do now. I'll probably just do like little short ones here and there. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Love you. See you later. Bye.